Last time, in Pokemon SoulSilver, I caught a Ghastly who was caught in the crossfire while attempting to catch a Larvitar. Rest in peace, Mustard. I also made it to Azalea Town, where I stopped Team Rocket from causing a drought in the town, and took on the gym leader Bugsy, whose Jolteon stood no chance against Spines the Quilava. Now, onto Goldenrod City, where Whitney's ace Pokemon is hopefully not as strong as her Miltank. Before leaving Azalea Town, Silver showed up and challenged me to a match, not believing that I single-handedly took Team Rocket down. His team was pretty easy to beat, though his Croconaw did put up a bit of a fight. Its Kinesis attack was able to save it from getting knocked out for a couple of turns before it was inevitably taken out by Caviar. When I made it to Ilex Forest, I encountered a kid who lost his master's Farfetch'd. He asked me if I could sneak up on the ducks and catch them, and like with Bugsy's gym, figuring out the puzzle took me a little longer than I'd like to admit. While trying to get the Farfetch'd, I also caught a Tyrogue who I named Ryu. The name would have made much more sense if he were Dragon or Fire type. With that said, I'm still holding out hope that he can learn a fire attack so that I can tell him to Hadouken. After I caught the Farfetch'd, the kid's master showed up and awarded me with the HM for cut, allowing me to cut down small trees blocking my path. I decided to go check the PC to see if Glass Joe could be of any use here, and it turns out that she does serve a purpose, as she was able to learn both Cut and Rock Smash. So, with an HM slave on my team, I was able to progress through the forest. During my treks, I found a Thunderstone, which is absolutely perfect. Thunderbird has been one of my favorite members of the team, so as soon as she finally evolves into a Pikachu, I can skip right over and help her ascend to her final form. If I'm able to get Raichu this early in the playthrough, it'd be a miracle. Towards the end of the forest, I met another Kimono girl. This one was lost. Spines showed her the way out of the forest, and we followed her, making our exit. A lady at the end of the forest also gave us the TM for Dive. On the following route, I caught a Growlithe. It was a ghost type, so I gave him the fitting name of Boney. And Lyra introduced me to her grandparents, who run the daycare. They'll be extra useful if I ever need to quickly level up some Pokemon. But, while fighting other trainers on the route, I suffered my second loss of the playthrough. Speedy Gonzalez the Rattata, the one I called the Gym Slayer, just didn't stand a chance in this matchup. And he made the ultimate sacrifice. The Gym Slayer didn't meet his maker during a gym battle, but perhaps it's for the best that he's remembered for his successes against Faulkner and Bugsy, successes that aren't overshadowed by a failure against another leader. As though he left a parting gift for me, I found the TM for Luster Purge, one of Speedy's moves near the spot where he passed. Perhaps he can live on through one of his former allies, at least once I work up the courage to actually use some of these TMs. With a new spot opened up, Boney took Speedy's place in the team, and to be honest, he learned a great variety of moves. Between Ominous Wind, Wake Up Slap, Shockwave, and the chance of paralysis from Lick, I think he'll be a force to be reckoned with, especially if I'm able to find a Firestone. And when I got to Goldenrod City, there was a lot to do. In the radio tower, I got a radio card, which allows me to listen to different stations with my Pokegear. Maybe it'll be helpful later, but for now, it doesn't serve much of a purpose for me. The game corner was always a fun little distraction, but right now, my patience to tolerate more than a few games of Voltorb Flip is very low, especially since I'm not able to get past the first friggin' stage! And the underground tunnel gave me a few more trainers to take down and the opportunity to immortalize my current team through a photo shoot, where the photographer tried their hardest to crop Caviar out for some reason. And I got a bike completely free of charge so long as I advertised the company. I'd assume that the in-universe bike has the company's logo plastered all over it, so the entire region will get to see a moving billboard. But also, won't I be moving so fast that they wouldn't see the ad? Meh, who cares? But the big thing here is the department store, where using the money I had saved up thanks to Spine's payday attack, I bought many a Super Potion, Ultra Ball, and TM. Why? Just because. And I also entered the raffle until I got the TM offered as a prize. That was $3,000 well spent if you ask me. And now, at last, against my better judgment, it's time to enter Whitney's gym. To be honest, it feels like this is the quickest I've gotten to a gym, so I'm feeling a little unprepared. And knowing that Whitney will have a Pokemon that's probably as strong as her Miltank, I'm a bit nervous to see what she has in store. But nonetheless, I feel confident in my team, so I actually skipped some of the trainers. Meanwhile, the others were complete pushovers, just leaving Whitney as the only thing standing between me and a third gym badge. Her Grimer was no problem for Rex, even after she used a Super Potion. I thought its Fire-type moves might pose an issue, but Rex persevered and finished off the literal hot garbage. And speaking of garbage, in place of her Miltank is a Venusaur. A Venusaur? Really? a fully evolved starter Pokemon against a couple of babies, a middle stage starter, and a bunch of other random Pokemon? What the heck is this balancing, Game Freak? But I sent out Spines, who thankfully resisted Venusaur's feint attack. However, it also knew Synthesis. Come on! So not only does Whitney have healing items, but her ace knows a healing move and is an all-around powerhouse. After starting to panic, I used a not very effective Thief attack, which thankfully resulted in Spines stealing Venusaur's Lumberry. From there, I spammed Discharge, praying for paralysis on the Flowery Frog. And while I didn't get the paralysis that I needed, I guess Speedy was the only one capable of RNGing statuses on a gym leader Pokemon, it was enough to get the KO. And just like that, the toughest gym leader yet was out of the way. I actually beat her so hard that she started crying. After collecting the badge, I left the gym with my head held high. I didn't have much to worry about if I could win this match. So, I went over to the flower shop and got a squirt bottle, knowing that Sudowoodo would soon be blocking my path before heading to the Pokemon Center to rest up before my journey continued. What will happen next? Will I carelessly lose another team member? Will Morty have a strong Pokemon in place of Gengar? And can I keep up in the Pokeathlon or the bug catching contest? All questions to be answered next time, so stay tuned.